Have you ever seen a message from someone who hurt you and felt absolutely nothing? Well, it can be confusing. Shouldn't you be angry, sad, triggered? But here's the twist. That calm isn't numbness. It's a sign your nervous system no longer sees them as a threat. I used to mistake neutrality for indifference, and now I know that it's the fruit of integration. I remember the first time someone I'd gone no contact with reached out after years of silence, and the old me would have spiraled, reading every word like a riddle, scripting my reply, wondering if this was the moment we'd finally clear the air. But this time I felt nothing. Not spite, not fear, not even urgency. I didn't analyze the message. I didn't fantasize about closure. I didn't need to forgive or retaliate. I just breathed and kept going. And that's when I knew something profound had shifted. I wasn't managing the connection anymore because there was no connection. The hook was gone. It's important not to mistake your peace for coldness or your neutrality for denial. So let's name what this calm actually reveals. When someone who once held emotional power over you reappears, your system expects a reaction. It's been trained for it. Conditioned to flinch, to brace, to decode. And whether it's an ex, or a parent, or a sibling, or a former spiritual teacher, your body remembers the emotional choreography. The guilt, the hope, the craving for recognition or apology. So when they show up and you don't flinch, you might doubt it. You might think, am I shut down? Am I suppressing something? Shouldn't I feel more? But here's the deeper truth. If your body doesn't react, it's not because you don't care necessarily. It's because you're no longer entangled. The fantasy of vindication has expired. The urgency of repair has released. You no longer need a reaction to feel real. This is what it looks like when your nervous system finally trusts that your safety isn't tied to their story. So let's be precise. This moment is not about indifference. It's not avoidance. It's not numbness dressed up as progress. It's embodiment. When your body no longer spikes at their presence, that's not apathy. It's integration. It means your system has stopped outsourcing validation, stopped waiting for reconciliation, stopped hoping for a correction of the past. No adrenaline rush, no fantasy of justice, no internal debate about whether to engage. It's just space, just stillness, just the quiet knowing that your clarity doesn't need a performance. This is what nervous system sovereignty looks like and feels like. It's not loud. It doesn't ask for applause. It just stands. So when the hook is gone, the chaos ends. And for many, that silence feels unsettling. But it's not emptiness. It's the return of your own frequency. So what do you do when they come back and you don't feel anything? Well, first, trust the calm. Your body often knows before your mind does. If there's no spike, no spin, no grip, that's worth trusting. Second, resist the urge to create meaning. You don't need to decipher why they reached out. You don't need to interpret it as a sign, a test, or an invitation. Sometimes the message is just noise, and neutrality is the boundary. Third, check your boundaries. Not just the outer ones, but the inner ones. Do you still feel anchored in where you are now and who you are now? Or is a part of you tempted to open the door just to prove something. Fourth, only respond if it serves you. Not out of guilt, not out of curiosity, not because it's polite. Only if the relationship has a true place in your current reality. Fifth, honor the quiet. You don't need closure to be clear. You don't need a conversation to feel complete. Sometimes the most powerful closure is the one that never needs words. Spiritually, this moment isn't about them returning. It's about you not leaving yourself. It's about you becoming the gravitational center of your own life. You're no longer pulled into orbit by someone else's projection, guilt, or charm. You're not tracking their tone, their approval, their version of the story. You're not waiting, you're not needing, you're not performing. You're just here, whole. And that stillness, that's the sound of the contract ending. There is nothing to reclaim, nothing to fix, nothing left to manage. You've stopped orbiting them and started residing fully in yourself. That's not indifference. That's sovereignty. If you're here now, if you've reached that moment of unexpected calm and you're wondering what to do with it, trust it. You're not in denial. You're not dissociating. You're healing. Inside my course, The Sovereignty Sequence, we build on this kind of clarity so it doesn't show up just in isolated moments, but it becomes your baseline. If you'd like a short practice to ground that knowing, just comment below, send the meditation, and I'll share a guided audio to help you hear your own truth more clearly. You don't need a spike of emotion to prove you've healed. You don't need the last word to feel whole. You don't need a reaction to walk away. Sometimes the clearest answer is the quietest one. And that stillness you're feeling, that's not a void. That's your truth. No longer looking for permission. You didn't freeze. You evolved. So stay with it. Let it be anticlimactic. Let it be quiet. Let it be yours. And as always, may the shadow wane and the stardust remain.